getting that aspect of you so raw, so honest and vulnerable, it just made me feel closer to you. Like I felt like I was rooting for you before, but now I'm really rooting for you now. You know what I mean?
Good Lord, your love makes me hazy. Got to cut me off like daisies.
I just wanted to tell people, I wanted to tell people on my platform, like, here's someone doing amazing things, who's healing, doing the work, showing up for herself, being her own damn savior. Okay?
Oh, that's right.
Okay. All right, so let's get to it. So tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, what made you feel, yeah, let's just get into that first. Who you are,
Well,
what you
I was born a musician, and so I try to carry out my gift, and I try to use it in ways that I feel like pleases me and pleases what I feel like my purpose is. And I'm a singer, I'm a songwriter, I'm a producer, I'm a creative director, I am a writer. I am pretty much a one-woman show. I have a very small team, and I'm very grateful to them. But yeah, that's who I am.
Yes. Thank you. Can you share a little bit more just about your journey? Like, what made you feel confident enough to take up space in the world as you do today?
Um, I I don't think I really had a choice. I grew up in a military family, and I moved every 2 years until I graduated. And I was usually in predominantly white schools and white communities, and um, learned very early on that if I was going to take up space, I would have to literally take the space.
Mm.
So I don't think that it's something that I just grew into or picked up or was inspired by. I think it was just something that I had to learn how to do to self-preserve and survive.
Right. And I think in a lot of times, for Black women especially, like we feel like we, in a way, it's like this, it's like almost like this shadow overhead, right? There's so many different obstacles and so many different blockages, societal blockages. But I think I like how you say you had no choice, but I want you to know that you made a choice.
Right.
Like there's so many people who cower, who fall under pressure, who can't handle the weight of they're saying no and they're saying no and they're saying no and they're saying no. And like you having the courage to show up. There's so many people who are like talented, but like you would never know. They're like bedroom DJs or bedroom singers. You would never know. But for you to like believe in yourself enough to say, this is what I want to do. Let's get a team, you know, let me get support so that I can make this vision come to life. Like I just want to commend you on the fact that like you told yourself yes.
Thank you.
You know?
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. I love it. All right. I love Egress. I love that song. It is so good. Oh my God. These past few days, I just been like watching your docu-series and going back into your crate and just listening to your music because it's so inspiring. And I'm just so blessed that like we cross paths. Like, I'm like, damn. Like,
I am too. You inspired me so much. Like 7 years ago, 6 years ago, you've been doing this for a long time, curating your own events and cultivating your own community and doing grassroots marketing. And I was very inspired by how you just took control of the narrative. You didn't wait for anybody to give you an opportunity. I was very inspired by that. And I certainly copied your pink print in that way of like, I don't have to wait for people to give me an opportunity. I can garner my own opportunity. I just have to work very hard to do it. I'll be tired as hell, but I can create my own opportunity. So I was very inspired by you with that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's funny too because I feel like there's a question in here that's like, how do we know each other? How do we meet each other? And I feel like I remember specifically when I met you in person.
Yes.
It was at the fashion show. And I was like just so angry, so upset. I was so triggered.
So kind.
I was so kind.
You were running a show and stuff like that. I have so much respect for. I think people like to use a lot of excuses to not be. I think people try to act like a star instead of be a star. And you you were into your business, and there was something going on, and you were running the show and doing what you were supposed to, but you were so present and kind and patient when we want to say hello to you. You know, you're just like, I have to run, but you were very kind. And it's very like, you were not mean.
No, I wasn't mean to you, but like it was a overwhelming time. And I feel like whoever saw me in those moments saw all of me. You know, the good, the bad, the ugly. You know what I mean?
It's like that though.
It's like that, especially when you're running. You know, I was like, we had the fashion show, I had workshops going up upstairs, we had vendors. It was just a million and one things going on. Me and my partner was over our head for that experience, but just meeting you in person, it translates. You know, I feel like so often we see these performers show up on stage in a way, and then they come up and maybe they're a bit shy, maybe a bit reclusive, as they should. You know, everybody's entitled to their vibe, but I feel like you carry that, again, empowering energy that you do on stage. You carry that IRL, you know what I mean? And I felt that when I met you. I was like, oh, Danielle the star. Yes, hi. You know, like, it was such a blessing. Yes. And thank you for everything that you said, because I think that oftentimes in the industry or in any setting, people will act like divas, and it's like, baby, we still underground. Like, I'm gonna need you to relax.
Right.
You know
there's a lot of entitlement. It's a very bizarre thing to navigate.
And speaking on that, how do you navigate that, right? Like, how do you keep your authenticity, keep your integrity as you are in this industry, in this lifestyle?
Well, I'm very, very grounded in my faith. You know, I have to have that to ground me, and I'm very blessed and very lucky in that I have people around me that I can trust and speak very frankly with me. And I know that's not the case for everybody, and I know that I know that I'm very lucky in the capabilities that I have, so that I can take so much control. So there's nobody telling me what to do. You know, I don't have like a group of men telling me what to do and what to release and when to release it and how to look. You know, I'm very much independent and plan on staying that way, and take pride in what I bring.
Yeah.
You know, I don't feel like I have to force my way into spaces or force myself to be anything. And that comes from my faith, because I know that I was beautifully and righteously made.
Oh, I just love listening to you. I'm just like, look at this queen being herself unapologetically and just showing up. It's amazing to see you show up. To your song Egress. So there's a bar that you have. First of all, the last few bars go, fill my head with visions of my purpose. That's my favorite part. I love when you say that. Even if the softness in my life is gone, I'm for it. Let it be so, and so rewarding. And then you go on to say, so what you felt, Danielle, it ain't hell. So just get well. Oh my God, when I heard that. And I also, you know, I watched all your videos, baby. So I watched the piano series. I watched it all. And I was just, you know, seeing you sing it, you know, versus like the track. And kind of like feeling the emotions through those last few lines, and just the way, to me, like what that gave to me was kind of like, it's okay. Like, it's okay to make mistakes. It's not the end of the world. You're going to be okay. And I think for a Black woman to give herself that grace was it was such a moment for me where I just was like, hold on, run that back. What? Because it really did something to me. I really started
I'm
crying.
I'm glad that you caught that. It is difficult.
Yeah.
It's difficult to give ourselves grace
and
the space to be. And it was more so about like, I am not where I want to be. And that's okay. You know? And I feel like you said, like as Black women, that is a sin. It's blasphemy to our identity to be like, this is okay. Like, I'm right here, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's almost blasphemous to who we are. It's very difficult to let that go, but it's crazy when you do let go. It's crazy the things that God does in your life when you just stop trying to take control of everything all the time. Sometimes you have to just allow things to be and allow people to receive things how they want to. So
I needed that. I needed that.
Girl,
Just now I needed that.
I needed that. That's, I think that is a struggle as Black women. We are so obsessed with how we are perceived and how people are perceiving our work ethic as well, whether it's our ethic in our relationships or our ethic in our craft, our ethic in us trying and in the improvement of ourselves, you know? Like, Black women were really, really, really hard on ourselves. And that song was like also me speaking to my maker and saying, I need your help. I'm getting lost. You know? And then at the end, don't make me cry.
I really needed that. Yes, keep talking. Yes.
No, it's okay.
Yes,
okay.
It is okay.
And yeah, and the whole song is just me speaking very vulnerably with my maker and saying, I need to fall on you. I don't really know where I'm going or what I'm doing, and I feel like I'm trying so hard and there's not a lot coming out of it, and now I need you to carry me that way. And then in the end of the song, it's just me speaking to myself and saying, this is not the worst thing you've been through or the worst thing you'll ever go through, and it's okay. It's not a bad thing that you don't know who you are where you are right now. You don't have to always know who you are. It's not a sin. But I felt that way for a long time because I've always known who I am and where I was going and what I felt like my purpose was. And so when I felt like that was getting blurry, it almost felt like my identity was thrown up in the air. But that's just like an expectation that I placed upon myself. That was miserable to keep up with as well, you know?
Oh, that was so beautiful. I feel almost at a loss for words because I'm just like, this is so. So, what made you get to that point where you could give yourself grace? What made you? Was there an experience or something that happened when you was like, okay, I have to be gentle with myself right now?
I wanted more to achieve my dreams than to run from them. You know, like my will to do what I was made for was stronger than my fear of failing.
Okay.
It was I just got tired of being afraid. My will was stronger than my fear. That's really it.
I do. I feel like in so many ways that's how I became my own savior, right? It's like I'm afraid, yes, but like I want what's on the opposite end of that so much more than I want to stay in this place of fear. Yes. And so I'm going to do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
And so sometimes that means be gentle with yourself, be a little bit kinder to yourself, tend to your needs. What is it that you need? Because I feel like right now the word I'm getting in my overall life is kind of work smarter, not harder, and like hold that and trust that.
And trust that, yes.
That.
You know, I feel like I identify with that so much. Often feels like you have something to prove, but in the midst of trying to prove who you are and what you're capable of, you kind of forget why you're doing it.
Yes.
And then it's all in vain because you forgot. You know, you don't have an intention of anymore. So I am like allowing myself to stop trying to be what I think other people think I fit in, or what they want me to be, or how they perceive me, right? Stop trying to fit in that and just express myself the way that I want to express myself. And then it translated to completely differently. So in a way that I was holding myself back for a very long time in fear of ostracizing myself. But I was doing that to myself. It was all in my head. And I think for a little bit I stopped having fun with it. And so I just allowed myself to have fun with it. And whatever perceptions come with that comes. But
Mm-hmm.
I know who I am. And it's funny because once I let that go, none of that mattered because I know who I am instead of trying to chase something that I think I want to be. That makes sense?
Yes. And I feel like that's the struggle sometimes with being seen, right? Like you create something amazing, you want to put it out in the world, you want your just due, you know, you do deserve to be seen, you do deserve to be honored and valued for your talent and for, you know what I mean? And so you go out there, you go get it, but on your way to going to get it, now you're getting all this attention and now things start to shift. The way you think of yourself and how you need to show up starts to shift.
Yeah.
You think if I say no to respect myself, I might lose this opportunity. And then
Yes.
you start to, what is that? Um, self-sabotage.
Yes.
So for you to go back, yeah, go ahead.
No. You go. You go.
No, I was just going to say for you to go internally, for you to go within, right? Because that was always the source of inspiration anyway.
Yeah.
It was never
anything on the outside.
right.
I think when opportunity begins to come, and that was literally the point that I was going to jump on, you know, that the moment that you start to let go of all of when you stop trying to be so calculative, you know, and you just be who you are, everything that you were looking for is pushed to the forefront. It's the strangest thing because once you start to get opportunity, you start to lose sight of how you received that opportunity in the first place, which was you being yourself, being innovative, not really worrying about what makes sense, which I think is something that I was concerned about for a long time. I think, and I think as artists, we all are worried about what makes sense.
Yes.
But that's kind of not the point of art. That's not the point of being an artist or making art. Our point is to convey emotions and circumstances and then allow the world to perceive it how they want to perceive it. But because I think especially as a singer, because we are the product and the brand, we get very caught up in nonsense and shit that doesn't matter. You know, people just want to hear good music and want to see themselves and hear themselves in the music. And it's when I stopped being so protective of myself in that way, opportunity came in, poured in.
Yeah.
But I had to let go of that protectiveness of, oh, I don't want people to see me that way, or, oh, I don't want people to, that's distracting. I don't want to, let it be distracting. You know, let them take what they want to perceive. Let them perceive me however they want to. I have to just continue to be myself and make the music that makes me happy.
I just love this. This is like, I'm getting goosebumps. And it's crazy because as you say, you know, when you let it go, all the opportunities flow in. That's how this came about. Like I was in a space where I was like, I remember I was like showing up on Instagram and I was like crying. I was like, let me cry on social media.
Yeah.
Because it's such a highlight reel and there's so many people in my personal life, social IG life where people just think that I have it all together. I'm a Capricorn also, so I know I could project that. I know I kind of walk around like I have it all together.
I see. So I'm like that as well.
You know what I mean? I know, you know, the outfits is coordinated and all the things, but that doesn't, you know, there's so much trauma that I experience. There's so much healing that I go through and so many ugly moments that I really appreciate myself for that I think, yeah, people don't see the full story. And I think that, yes, people are perceiving me in a way where they're not, you know, understanding for themselves the wholeness, but it's also that I'm showing up in a way where I'm not giving you all these different elements, right? We talked about in your that docuseries, the behind the scenes, that was you kind of letting go and being vulnerable and opening up about these things that you normally wouldn't or can feel really vulnerable. And so I wanted to show up because I always feel like too, like I need to be the example. If someone's gonna look like the fool and to do it first, I'll do it. I volunteer, you know. And so it was like I'm crying on social media, and then my next post was like, you know, how I made my day, right? Like I was super depressed and now I'm making this playlist for myself that's going to hopefully boost my energy out of this funk I was in. So I literally documented every stage of that experience. And so I was my own savior that day. And it really kind of trickled down into all these different thoughts about how I could save myself in my personal life and certain obstacles I'm overcoming as we speak. And then I was thinking about this guided meditation EP because I'm like, oh, I have these tracks that I listen to every day. Maybe I could put this into an EP. Maybe this can help other people. I think it's in alignment with the R&B sound map. Again, none of this was planned. It was just boop, 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 boop. I'm just letting my intuition flow. And then I'm like, ooh, what if I had a rollout and it was all these women that I'm inspired by that I feel like, you know, sometimes when we get down about life, we're also overlooking so many blessings at the same time. And so I think through that down period, I was awakened to the beauty that the flowers in the garden that were already there, you know, because I'm over here like, damn, look at that patch of brown dirt. It ain't no grass over there, but look at all of this that's over here. And so, you know, spirit and intuition was my marketing strategy, is my marketing strategy. I did not plan any of this. You know what I mean? This just flew out and I just said, okay, every time my spirit said, let's do this, I was like, let's do it. You know?
I was happy to be a part of it. I thought it was super innovative as well. I
Mm-hmm.
think that like we need more spaces like this where women are uplifting other women, especially Black women. You know, I am a true believer in garnering your community in that way, which is why I say I'm so inspired by you as well. You've been so consistent. You know, your work ethic is so phenomenal, and I totally can't wait to get drinks and talk about all of the, you know, difficulties of being your own savior, being your own boss. And I I was entirely grateful. I'm very entirely grateful to be seen.
As you deserve, because you are amazing, and I'm so happy to be able that you agreed, and so happy to share you as a resource with so many other people who need to hear your music. Okay, they need to hear it, see it, they want to know. And that's the thing about visibility, right? It's like cool that you're making dope stuff, but the right people need to see it. And I just feel like my audience is the right people. Like y'all helping each other. Yeah, let's get into, so what do you feel like were some turning points or some catalysts in your life that made you go from a victim mind state to a warrior mind state? Or, sorry, savior, being your own damn savior. I'm sorry, it just got really dark in here.
No, it's okay.
What happened outside? That is so dark. But yes, so if you can, just tell us about a time where you were in that victim period. I know you spoke a little bit on certain instances before, but yeah, is there something that kind of stands out as the catalyst that, like you said, like, I'm tired of being afraid? Was there like
I think that I was stuck in some patterns that weren't productive.
Okay.
And I feel that because I was, you know, I got into a space where I felt like I was working very hard and pushing a lot of music and content, and opportunity was passing me by. I won't say opportunity was passing me by, but the opportunities that I felt that I deserved were beginning to pass me by. And I am able to acknowledge bitterness. And that was something I didn't like, that I was starting to see about myself. And I realized that I just cannot, this is an incredibly difficult industry, and it requires a lot. And being talented is 10% maybe of the work. The rest of it is just hard work, incredibly hard work. So I just stopped. I felt tired of feeling sorry for myself. And I picked up the pace and I said, you know what? I need to go harder. I need to make things at a higher quality. I need to spend more money. I need to write better songs. I need to be more open. You know, I needed to get out of this funk in this space where I was like, well, it's not going to work anyway, or I'm too talented for this anyway, which I feel like a lot of artists go through that. Even people who have made it on a major scale.
Yeah.
You know, see people that I feel like
Step away
gonna be
from
kind of controversial, but
Sorry,
no,
love.
I was gonna say that I feel like there are a lot of even celebrities who are doing very well that I feel like have that type of mentality. Like, I don't have to do this shit because I'm more talented anyway, and all of this shit is gimmicky, you know. But then the industry has always been gimmicky. It's evolved in a way that's mass produced now, and I got tired of missing out and feeling sorry for myself, so I just pushed myself. That's why that line in the song says, and Egress says, even if the softness in my life is gone, I'm for it. Let it be so, and so rewarding. If I have to have turbulence in my life or be tired all the time and work very hard to feel fulfilled in what I'm doing, then so be it. And it's just a sacrifice that I will make and am happy to make, and it just comes with it. And I think that I haven't always been like that, but I think there was a period where I felt like I was plateauing musically and was getting kind of fed up with it. But I just needed to work harder. I'm gonna work harder. I'm gonna push myself more. I'm gonna change my look. I'm gonna change my music. I'm gonna change the way. I'm gonna stop being so shy. I'm gonna put myself out there and speak to people and collaborate with people and be competitive and not be afraid to be competitive. I think that was the thing also I was afraid of being, because I am secretly very competitive. And I thought that was an ugly trait to have, but it has propelled me forward when I just gave myself permission to be who I am. I am a passionate and competitive person, and I care a lot about my craft and what it means and how it translates and how people receive it.
I love that. I think, I like what you said, like you gave yourself permission, right? You gave yourself permission to be your own savior. Because I'm trying to pull out from everybody, like, what are some things people can do to be their own savior? Because everybody doesn't have that innate, like, let me go after, is what I'm realizing. Especially
I think that's one thing, the one thing that you said in the beginning, it's a controversial statement, but it's true. I think that the first thing you do is you stop victimizing yourself. That doesn't mean that you haven't been through trauma, or that doesn't mean that your trauma has not shaped your identity. It just means you stop living in it. You stop living in the bad things that have happened to you, or the opportunities you missed, or how other people may be getting ahead. You stop focusing on that and you just pick yourself up, even if you're tired. I think I heard someone say, consistency inspires creativity. And I found that very heavy to me. We get caught up in just things that don't matter. Go harder. I had to just tell myself to go harder. You want to be seen? Go harder. You want to be, you want to feel fulfilled? Go harder.
I love that. Yes. There's this line I just thought about in this song. I forget what the name of the song is called, but she says, I'm not a sum of my trauma. I'm more like what I'm becoming.
Yes.
And I love that. Because that, even in Kendrick Lamar's recent album, he's even talking about, like, you can't overly identify with these traumatic things that have happened.
Yes. I love Kendrick.
Yes.
I love Kendrick.
Yes. We're definitely going to do like a Kendrick R&B sound bath for sure.
Oh, literally. I love the way he's live.
Yeah. It really goes up. I want to read some of these comments. Moon Gem Jamara says, come on now with all the possible low vibrations of being perceived, and then through it all, surrendering enough and being strong enough to reach out and say, I need a hand. I need help. I need to depend on others beside myself. Yes. And Jamara, thank you for saying that, because thank you for bringing that up, because that's another element to the be your own damn savior. This for me.
Yes.
like I needed to hear Danielle tell me about how she overcomes the same things that, you know, are blocking me from my blessings,
Yeah.
blocking me from my, you know, self-sabotaging. And, you know, all of these moments with you guys that y'all are sharing with me, it really, I see myself in you, you know, I feel
I
like,
see myself in you as well.
yes.
And thank you to that comment. That was very sweet. I was reading
So
them
beautiful.
while we were talking.
Yes, yes. No, I was like, let me make sure we go through it. Shay Butter says, willpower can be underrated. Fear can prevent willpower a lot.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I agree. Thank you all for joining. Ooh, we got some more comments. It's dark over here too. I know. What's going on? I gotta head out soon. Okay, yes. She's spitting. Okay, period. I can't wait to watch the replay of this. Praying for y'all both, y'all's greatness to reach the masses that it needs to reach. Much love to you both and have a blessed one. Thank you, my love. Thank you for joining. Thank you all who have joined, who have been here. I'm just gonna ask a few more questions. So, how do you prioritize self-care in your life? Like, is there a wellness routine? Like, take us through a self-care day with Danielle.
A self-care day. Well, I do have a lot of self-care routines. I have a lot of implemented routines, like my morning routine, my night routine, my skin care routine. I work out. I eat very well and very strict, unless it's a Saturday.
Cheat
If
day.
it's a Saturday, then it got dark here too. If it's a Saturday, then I allow myself to eat a whole bunch of fried chicken and turkey burgers and fries, and so I take very good care of my body, and I am learning. I think I am learning how to take care of myself in that way. I think that I enjoy working in music, and I can be a bit of a workaholic. And I think sometimes, though I think I have a very healthy relationship with my art and numbers and statistics, I think sometimes I don't have the healthiest relationship with my work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that I'm learning how to do, is allowing myself to slow down and giving myself grace to do that, you know?
Yes. So, you know, that's what Ghetto Heaven is all about. We're all about, you know, the wellness lifestyle routine and how can we do that. Even I definitely have my problems. I'm a workaholic too. I love work because it's not work. It's passion work. It's heart, soul-led work. So it don't feel like work. So it's hard to stop or be like, I need a break. Break from what? I'm having so much fun.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
But the body needs to rest. The mind needs to rest. The nervous system needs to rest. And that's one of the reasons why I created the R&B Sound Bath. I really wanted it for like creatives and entrepreneurs who don't normally give themselves that time to just break, to like have this moment where you just get to relax, listen to some calming music, hear some chimes, you know what I mean? Like get into some crystal healing.
I need to stop by.
Yes, stop by. We gonna get you. We got some free passes for y'all. Don't worry. Yes. That's happening. But you know, I feel like, yeah, oftentimes, especially living in New York, like we just don't make that time for ourselves because the society around us is like, go, 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 go. You go on Instagram, it's go, go, go. It's everyone.
Yes. And
killing it.
We have this idea that we have to earn rest.
Mm-hmm.
Or that we deserve rest. You know, it's just something we need.
Right.
We live in a very industrial society, and especially in art, when you're trying to propel yourself forward, it's already a full-time job. So when you're doing it with a very small team or independently, or you don't have a big engine pushing you,
right,
it's very time consuming. So I'm learning how to allow myself to be. But I think some things that I really love to do that make me feel really good is I like to walk around my neighborhood. I just moved to a new neighborhood in Manhattan.
Oh, nice. I was going to ask if y'all still in the same spot.
Oh, yeah. No, we moved downtown. Moving on up.
Okay.
On up.
Because y'all was far. I'm far now, but that was far. I used to live in that area, but I love that area too because there's so much parks and like
I love
greenery.
The Bronx.
Yeah.
The Bronx is a cultural hub.
It is.
I think that people
truly
need to put a little more respect in the Bronx's name.
Right. But I'm also like, if y'all want to turn a blind eye, cool, because that's like the only untouched area.
Yeah,
Everything else is gentrified as hell.
literally, literally, I love it. And they have like the best food. I feel. I know people may find that controversial, but I do feel like the Bronx has some of the best food.
I love that. And I also wanted to mention too that, you're not alone, Danielle. Like, we're here, we got you. I'm so excited to pull you into this network because I literally just came from an event last night. It was a private event for my friend Priscilla, who's also going to be on the IG Live on Monday.
Hey,
Um,
I'll be tuning in.
Yes, so she has a podcast called the Soft Life Podcast. She's a Black woman. This is for us. She and she helps me kind of stay in alignment with myself and my softness. Anytime she puts up an episode, I'm like, oh yeah, let me check in with myself. Let's make breakfast today because I just went straight to work off the wake
No,
up.
yeah,
You know,
eat breakfast.
I've been on my food lately. Lately, it's like, no fudge. You absolutely have to eat. I'm not taking no for an answer. You're not going to work immediately. We're not doing any of that. Because in a way, it's like reclaiming your power, right? Because, right, you say we live in this industrial place. Capitalism is, running our lives. And it's like, no, I'm going to take my life back.
Yeah.
And that means taking a break. That means relaxing. That means, you know, having some fried chicken on a Saturday. You know what I'm saying? I love it. It's self-care. All of that is self-care. And just to go back into what I was saying, like, just to know that, she's my now homie, and knowing what she's able to provide to us and everybody else who is a resource. It's amazing. Like, you all are resources. If we need to hear some empowering music, we know we could turn on Danielle. If we need a podcast, we know we could go to Sadie Baddies. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, this is what Ghetto Heaven is. It's a village. And as we get older, we still need that village. And I think that Ghetto Heaven is very much a symbolization of that. And so just wanted to let you know that you are held, you are loved, you are thought of, you are appreciated. We are so grateful and so thankful to everything you've overcome to get you into this place where you are sharing your creativity with the world, and we get to absorb it, and it gets to heal us in ways you'll never know. You know what I mean? Because really, like, I can't even express really in words at this moment in time what your work does for me. Like, it really has, especially these past few days, it's been lifting me out of my moods. It's been, yes, it's been doing what it need to do. You just dropped a new single too.
Right, I was gonna say,
Can we talk about that?
Fresh air is a breath of fresh air for you. It's about you. It's about women like you that wake up every day and that work hard in what they do, and sometimes they go unseen or are not appreciated, or people don't uplift them as much, but we need to start emphasizing and uplifting. I'm here for all types of women. I love all women. I love all women of all different walks and all different backgrounds and all different types of expressions. But I do feel that there is a missing space for women who always look like they have it together. And that song is to celebrate those women and allow them to let their hair down, and saying I see you, and the way that you hold it together, and the way you keep it together, and the way you push for your dream and chase your dream and push other people's dream forward, and the way you treat people and the way you look. It's just a song of celebration. So I hope that you like Fresh Air, and I hope that it brings you a feeling of being like, yeah, you know what, I am doing okay, and I am worthy, and I am valuable.
I love when you share a little bit the background behind this work. And I know you've been on your stories just sharing the background, because it really does something when we get to know, your intention behind a piece or your intention behind a project or something. It really gets to sit with my body a little bit more, I think, for me as a person. Before we get off of this live, I do want to ask you, what is something that you wish, or something that you wish you could tell your younger self? What is a piece of advice or something that you feel like might have been helpful in the past for you?
I think that I would tell my younger self, None of the pain will be in vain. Keep following your intuition, even if you feel ostracized for it. It's your strongest tool.
I love that. Oh, okay. What is the song that's on replay right now? What are you jamming to right now? And it could definitely be your song. Plug, plug, plug.
I was gonna say I'm definitely playing "Fresh Air" by Danielle Carr.
Okay. Yes.
I
yes,
love
ma'am.
"Fresh Air." "Fresh Air" is genuinely a fun song. I genuinely like that song, and I like the message. And we need more music like that. I was inspired by Destiny's Fulfilled, that entire album, for that song. I love the way that album makes me feel as a woman. Destiny's Fulfilled, and I remember when it came out, it was pivotal, and we need more spaces for music like that. I love all the rest of it, and don't get me wrong, you know, there's definitely space to be ratchet. I love that too, but sometimes I wish we had more space for that, a safe space for women to feel valued.
I hear that. And I love that, because I think for me, I don't find or see myself in the women artists today, whether even if they are neo soul, R&B, I still don't.
It's all very factory. Like,
factory is, to me, given overly sexualized, and I'm definitely not a person who wants to police people's bodies, but I'm like, this feels like it's forcing me to see you in a sexual way, and I don't want to. I do just want to like vibe out to your lyrics. It's okay to let the people think, make the people think. All right, everything still gotta be bubblegum.
Balance. Too much of anything isn't good, and I think also people can tell when you're not being yourself. You know, if you're, you know, I think that people liked Rihanna because she was naturally sexy. She exuded natural sexiness. She wasn't trying. She wasn't, when she walked in the room, she wasn't like you know, she just is who she was. And I think people picked up on that and they marketed on that sexiness. But, you know, I just feel like you just need to be who you are, you know, and I feel like sexiness is so versatile. You know, there are so many ways to be sexy. I've been in so many circumstances where I'm like, ooh, that's sexy. I liked that. That kind of got me going. And it wasn't necessarily anything about physicality. You know, like seeing somebody get up and go to work every day, like that's sexy. Seeing people, when I see people advocate for Black women, like go super hard and protect them, that's very sexy to me. That's very sexy to me. Someone who is not afraid to speak their mind, that's very sexy to me.
Yes.
Someone who's funny, that is sexy, you know? And then when you're beautiful on top of that, just adds to the cake. You know, sexiness is just, it's not just about rubbing your tits on a lens.
Right. It's an energy.
Yes. It's a moment that's captured in time, and then you let go of it. It's released. It comes, it's present, and then it passes. But I don't think sexiness is a permanent form. Right. You know?
I love that. Oh, there's so many gems. I can't wait to rewatch this.
Me too. I can't wait to rewatch this.
Because I'm here, but I'm also like, okay, I got to be mindful of all these things.
Right.
Tell us, do you have any other new projects going on? Is there anything we should look out for? How can we support you? What can we do to show up? I know, subscribe to YouTube. Subscribe to YouTube, y'all.
Subscribe to YouTube and watch the new music video for Fresh Air. Yes. Stream Fresh Air. You can be looking out for an EP coming by the time the summer's here.
Yes. Oh, that's
Fresh Air and EP.
Fresh Air EP. And follow her page because she's amazing.
That's right.
You'll get to know about all her shows and everything that's up. She keeps you updated. So definitely.
Right. Danielle Carr Music. Follow me on Instagram. Like some stuff. DM me.
Yes. Love that. Danielle, thank you so much for taking the time with me today. I deeply, deeply appreciate it. Like, this is going in a time capsule in my mind, body, and spirit. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I also appreciate the way that you support Ghetto Heaven. I'll be seeing what you like, girl. You kill it.
Ghetto Heaven is a pillar, a culture hub. I'm very excited for Ghetto Heaven's future, and I'm excited for your future and what you're doing. You know, I really support you, and I believe in you, and I love what you're doing. So anything you need me to be a part of, I got you.
Don't make me do what I want.